Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome at the Dreiborner Hochfläche in the Eifel. And as you can see, where he is, my backpack is fully packed. The little man and I are out together. Hey Ravi? We're out on a 2-day backpacking trip in the Eifel. Really looking forward to this trip. It's cold, it's windy. Today the temperature should be fine. Tomorrow there is some storm and rain forecasted, so fingers crossed that it will not be too bad tomorrow. But I have parked my car in a spot that if it's really necessary I can take the bus tomorrow morning. But we are not going to depend on that. We are going to rely on good weather. And yeah, then this is a new part of the Eifel that we are going to explore, where we will be passing later today. We are passing a dam that is a familiar place for us, so not everything's totally new. But at least this part is, and the second half is as well. The dam we have passed once, but then we went into the other direction. Then we are going today. So after the dam it is new again. And on the first half of this day hike, or today's hike, we are passing a lost place, the village of Wollseifen. I will tell a little bit more about that later. I think that is going to be quite impressive because that's a very big lost place. It's a complete village that has been abandoned. And our sleeping experience tonight will be new as well, because for the first time ever, Ravi and I are going to sleep in a hostel. We have never done that before, because usually you cannot take your dog over there, but now I found one that allows dogs. So Ravi was very welcome. So we're going to see how that's going to be like. That is new, so that's also nice. It's too cold for the tent anyway, because it's about freezing tonight. And the hostel is located on a very special place as well. But I will keep that for the end of today's video. So let's start exploring the Dreiborner Hochfläche and Wollseifen. Let's go. It might be a little bit hard to tell, but over there, that's our destination for today. That's where the hostel is located. But we will not be hiking there in a straight line, of course. We will be doing around 13 kilometers. So through the valley and then back up. So there won't be a lot of climbs. There will be one tough climb, and that is up there to the destination. But we're not going to think about that one yet. So we are now in the former school of Wollseifen. It's pretty impressive to read everything here, what has happened, and then you can see how it looked here back in history. Here are photos from the classes with the children. Yeah, it's nice that they opened it. Of course it is freely accessible, but that you are now allowed to check this all out. Here you can see how it was, how people lived here. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty impressive place. This is just the outside. We just entered Wollseifen. As you can see, I don't know, yeah, there's the church. And there are some more buildings, so yeah, let's check it out. In the winter between 1944 and 1945, the village of Wollseifen was hit hard by Allied bombs. A large part of the village was destroyed and many inhabitants died. By the end of 1946, the worst damage has been repaired and agriculture started to pick up again. But then the British issued an evacuation order for all inhabitants and they had to leave Wollseifen within 3 weeks. From that period on, the village was used as a military training ground by the Brits, Belgians and later the NATO. Within a very short time, the village was destroyed by all the shooting exercises. In the beginning, the former inhabitants were allowed to return to their village once a year to commemorate the dead. But when the cemetery was increasingly destroyed by the shooting exercises in the 1950s, the dead were reburied in nearby cemeteries and Wollseifen turned into a ghost town. Well, that was pretty impressive, as you see all the signs and everything and pictures from back in history, and then you know what has happened here. Yeah, that is impressive. I mean, it is not a big village anymore, but yeah, you can enter the old school, you can enter the church, you see the damaged properties where people used to live not even that long ago. So yeah, this whole region is packed full of history in regards to the Second World War, because in Wollseifen everywhere were signs that you really should not leave the trails, because it's still possible that there are explosives around here from which they do not know if they are still active or still can explode. So yeah, the place where we will be sleeping will be packed full of history as well, but I will tell more about that later. But that's pretty impressive. I think definitely with everything that's going on in the world right now at the moment, that you're going to think a little bit more about those things. I mean, you're walking around here like nothing has ever happened, and we can still walk around here in freedom, but we are not certain anymore if that is going to be our future as well. So usually I think when you were hiking here last year, you wouldn't be thinking too much about it, but with everything going on nowadays, it gets a little bit more impressive. Well, that just was a sign that said that we are now entering an extremely dangerous section of trail because of the drought from last year's, and the borkenkever is also active here. I mentioned that little insect in my videos in Bavaria last September. It also hit here. As you can see, pretty some dead trees here. So that sign warned for falling trees, and it's on your own risk to go this section of trail. So fingers crossed that we are going to make it out alive. Here's the second sign that says it, extremely dangerous trail. So that means we came across safely. And I don't know if you can see it already on camera, but down there's the dam with the lake, which is Lake Rursee. our trail goes over the dam, and I hope that it will be accessible because I see a lot of fences over there and there's nobody walking on the dam, and usually that's a pretty busy place. Okay, it is quite early and you cannot get here by car, so it can be that day hikers aren't here yet, but fingers crossed that we will be able to get over. I didn't notice anything about that on the internet. There was a sign a few kilometers back that says it was closed on the 24th and the 25th of March, but today is 29th, I believe, so it should be open. So I hope that it will, because otherwise we have to go all the way back and then see how we're going to get to our destination of today. So heading down onto the dam. As you can see, I just passed some other backpackers. I love that. Backpacking isn't a big thing here and you don't see them a lot. That's nice. And those backpackers were hiking, it's not completely up here. I think they were hiking the Eifelsteig, that they said. There's a long distance hike here in the Eifel. 380 kilometers, would love to do it one day, but not in the books yet. So yeah. Yeah, the Eifelsteig, here it is. Ravi, kom eens. Eifelsteig. It goes from Kornelimünster, near the city of Aken, to Trier. I think it should be a gorgeous hike. But we've got some climbs to come up as well. There we go. Oh, I love the Eifel. That's our happy place. Little one as well. Great to be back here. Although it's not Eifelsteig, we pretend like we are because we are today. Let's call it a section hike. Oh, the dam is open. That's good luck for us. Otherwise we had to go all the way back and that was steep. But first let's check this viewpoint out. Ravi! Ravi, come! Whew. That was steep too. Earlier this week I found another liquid snack for Ravi. This is chicken with chia seeds. I believe I also had them in chicken with blueberries, chicken with spinach, and chicken with coconut. But it looks like this one is approved as well. The ones they usually get, these little sticks, they are being taken out of production unfortunately. So I was very happy to find an alternative because Ravi really seems to like those liquid snacks. So yeah, this is a bit bigger than the little sticks we had. So on backpacking trips that would be nice as well, because the little sticks were empty in just a second. And if Max and Ravi are both with us, then they can share one. And on backpacking trips, Ravi will be lucky to have a whole package of it. Well, that was a bit of a shame. The website from that restaurant here behind me said that they would open at 11. So I calculated that for lunch. So I didn't bring lunch. Lesson learned. It's 11:30 and still pitch black inside and nobody to see. So yeah, no lunch today. Then we're going to enjoy the view. Things are going really quick today. I just sent the hostel owner a message if I can arrive a little bit earlier, because we agreed an arrival time of 4 o'clock or in the afternoon. But now, because the restaurant there at the dam was closed and the trail is much easier than I thought it would be, I'm probably going to be there around 1 o'clock. So I did send her an email to ask if I could arrive earlier, but if not, that's not a problem. Ravi, come here. Problem either, because there's a lot to see over there. But yeah, things are going really smooth today. Really enjoying it. Now we are down in the valley. The wind's much better. It still is windy, but not as much as it was there up the mountain. So yeah, really enjoying it. Good to be out. And gorgeous views, of course. I think that soon our destination of today will appear. I think it is around the corner somewhere over there. So then I will show you that as well, of course, as soon as we are going to see it. But for now, we are simply enjoying it. Not the most exciting trail, as you can see. Not very spectacular, no single trail or something. But sometimes that's nice as well. I mean, it's still the beginning of the season. I would like to keep the season going. I don't know if you can tell on camera and with the sun, but the building up there, that's our destination for today. I think that climb is going to be a tough one. It lays much higher than I thought it would be. So maybe we are not going to be at the hostel that early. Nice views though. Weather is absolutely perfect. Right there on the sign you can see a bridge, the Victor Nielsbrücke, and that's a bridge we have to pass before we are starting to climb. And then Vogelsang, that's our final destination of today. So 2.1 to the bridge. They say 4.2 to Vogelsang, but it's a little bit less because the hostel is on the outside of Vogelsang. So we're passing that first and then we're going to check out Vogelsang. But first the dreaded climb. Where are you going? That's not the trail. Hi, buddy. That was the bridge, last section of the day. It's about 1 kilometer left, but it's all up. So uphill, uphill, uphill for the last kilometer. We will see how steep it really is. It looks really steep if I look up there to where we have to go. But if it goes up in switchbacks, it might not be too bad, but we'll see. You know what's funny? Because I had two options for today's hike. And I had one option that was smooth sailing, not this climb included, but it also didn't have the dam and the restaurant included. So I decided to go for this option, with the dam, with the restaurant and with the climb. So I could take a good break and a nice lunch. Well, I did take my break at the dam. We sat there for half an hour, 45 minutes. I didn't get my lunch. Still have to do the climb though. So yeah, not the best decision, but hey, we're out. What does it matter? Oh, we're going into a paved road. I don't know if that makes it particularly easy, more easy to go up. We'll see. %16 incline. That is steep. I think it's switchbacks though, but pretty steep ones. But we have time. Take it slow, one step after another, and we'll get there. Yep, how the Germans say it, das hat's in sich. That means something like, yeah, it's a tough one, but it's doable. Maybe because of the paved road. It's not the nicest trail to hike on, of course. Sorry about my huffing and puffing. My tomato-like face, probably. It's not too bad. I thought it would be worse. We're not up there yet, but it's okay. We made it. So I couldn't find anyone at the hostel yet, so first we're going to explore a little bit around Vogelsang. Vogelsang is a so-called Ordensburg Vogelsang, and also dates back to the Second World War, because it is maybe quite a creepy place, because on this exact location at Vogelsang, that was a training location where Adolf Hitler trained his people. So, well, I think everybody knows what Adolf Hitler has done. I do not have to explain that. I don't think YouTube will approve that. But this was his location. So that's really weird feeling, actually. And then I think, yeah, you know, not probably here it doesn't, not a lot has happened, but what he has done, well, then what I also mentioned at Wollseifen at current times, you're going to think a little bit, because now I can walk around here freely, and for how long, you never know. So yeah, mixed feelings while hiking here, a bit creepy. You know that he has been walking around here. Must say that I hope that I'm not the only one at the whole property tonight. Not that anything's happening here, but it's a little bit of a weird feeling. Being in a place like this feels a little bit creepy, but we will see. I'm going to find my way up. I think I have to get up those steps over there. There should be a visitor center here, tourist information. So see if we are able to find something and I can show you around. There should be a restaurant here too, so maybe I can get my lunch here. That was an indication of Vogelsang. Hope that I could give you an impression. Off you go. And yeah, it's quite an interesting place. The visitor center was really nice. There's also an exhibition about the nature in the Eifel, but dogs were not allowed there, so I couldn't visit it. But if you are nearby, I can definitely recommend, because it looks really good. So what time do we have now? 2 o'clock. So I'm going to wait and see how I'm going to get in the hostel when somebody's there, and then we will meet you again in our room. It's a perfect little room. At the end that's a hallway, so that's always nice with the dog. Double bed. No lake view, but that's fine. Really cool. Check-in was actually very simple. I had to call the owner, and she gave me instructions to the safe where the key from the front door was. I could enter, but probably other guests forgot to close the front door because you always have to close it, so not everybody can walk in. So she gave me all the instructions on the phone, and she was very friendly. So yeah, this is really nice. Nice that you have a sink at the table. Toilet and showers are in the hallway, so they are shared with other guests. So little bunk bed. I will sleep down here. Perfect. Let's go settle and then take a rest, because with all the exploring around Vogelsang, we hiked probably around 15 kilometers. So it's good for Ravi as well. Well done, bud. Yeah, first impression of our first hostel stay is very positive. We're going to make it comfortable for ourselves. Just called my mom to check in, let her know that we have arrived. She always says, well, I know if I don't hear anything that everything is fine, but she's always happy to get a news report from us that we have arrived and we have checked in. Everything's okay. So Max was enjoying time with my mom, so I do not have to worry about her. So we're going to read a little bit. We already have explored Vogelsang. Ravi's tired. I can see it on his eyes. So give him a little bit of rest, and then make dinner later today. What time is it now? 2:30. So we've got plenty of time to relax and enjoy our time together. So see you later. This came in handy though. I was thinking, how am I going to prepare my dinner? Because first I wanted to go sit at the front, overlooking the lake, but it's still very windy, so I thought, well, that's gonna cost me ages for the water to boil. But I have this little window thing, I don't know how to call it, as you can see. So I thought, yeah, well, I could open the window, so it's safe to boil the water here. Perfect solution. What am I eating today? Pasta chicken alfredo by Big Refuel. So that's a good ending of today. And I hope, because I think the sun is going in that direction, so it's going in the direction of the lake, that after dinner we will be able to see a sunset. So fingers crossed on that one, but first, dinner time. Perfect. Works totally fine. Let's see if everything is stirred well. Don't want to have any powder left in the corners. Take my cozy. Now we'll wait for dinner. Down there you can see the lake that we came past by this afternoon. Don't know if you can see it through the trees, but there's the bridge. The Victor Nielsbrugge. Ravi! So yeah, that's the climb that we made. We're waiting. Sunset. Starting to lower, but I think we are a little bit too early. But Ravi slept well, so little walk, last walk of the day. That's a nice one, but I'm going to wait because now the sun is behind the clouds, but underneath the clouds, beneath the clouds, it seems to be clear sky for the sun. So fingers crossed that's going to be a nice end of this video. That was a nice ending of day one, wasn't it? Glad that I could capture the sunset. It was beautiful. Now it's time to close up the video of day one. I hope that you liked it. We were really happy to be out again. It was absolutely amazing today. Weather, it was okay. It was a bit cold because of the wind, but it was so beautiful to be out. The trail was gorgeous. It is about time for me personally that the trees are starting to become their leaves, because it's all still a little bit grey and bland if you're hiking around. So time for some colors on the trees, but that won't be long anymore either. So yeah, that was it for today. Tomorrow we will see, when we open the curtain tomorrow morning, what the weather is going to do. Come on. And then we decide which kind of hike we are going to do. I have several options. Like I mentioned earlier, I also have the option for the bus in case it's really storming. But that's something for tomorrow. So I would like to thank you for hiking with us today. And yeah, then I would like to say good night.